Hebrews, the 12th chapter, as we prepare to look at what God is saying to us today. The 12th chapter of Hebrews, we want to look at the first two verses of that 12th chapter. I'm reading from the New King James Version. We read verses 1 and 2 of Hebrews chapter 12. Therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Repeat these words after me. Looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Look at your neighbor to the left or to the right of you and say, neighbor, the preacher is going to be preaching from the subject T.G.I.F. Amen. You may be seated in the very presence of God. T.G.I.F. I know some of you went right to thinking, thank God it's Friday. But that's not what that means today. I'm going to use that and call it Team God is first. Look at your neighbor again and say, Team God is first. I see all my Laker fans out there. I see all the Boston Celtics fans as well. But I want to talk about a different team here today. I want to talk about Team God. Team God, you know, is first. Am I right about it? And this is Sports Sunday, and many of you have worn your sports attire. But, you know, as I thought about that, sports has a way of uniting us when nothing else will. We all have our favorite teams. Am I right about it? Some of us, even if we're not sports enthusiasts or we don't even like sports, we all kind of gather around and kind of get a glimpse of what's happening on the TV when the sports are on. Some of us are Boston fans. Where the Boston fans at? Y'all ain't making no noise. I said, where the Boston fans at? Where the LA fans at? That's what I'm... Or New York fans and Memphis. We got some Memphis fans in the house, amen. Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? We got an Oakland Raider fan. Brother Ben, are you the only Oakland Raider fan in the house? We got two Oakland Raider fans. You and Brother Steve, Pastor. Four. Okay, we got four Oakland Raider fans in the house. And some of you like the Atlanta teams and Chicago. But, you know, sports have a way of yet bringing us together when nothing else will. Am I right about it? Whether it's your favorite team or your favorite sport, whether it's boxing or baseball or football, whether it's tennis or basketball, soccer or even golf. Many times it's sports that bring a sense of oneness and unity when everything else fails. You remember quite well what happened during the 9/11 tragedy. And you know, after all of that kind of subsided, it was the baseball game that really kind of brought everybody